Hey. It's the week of the Red Freak. It's the week of the Red Freak. Well, we're back in the shop today. It is a rainy day. It's going to be raining all day, on and off. So figured it'd be a good day to get some of this work done that needs to be done. Figured we'd do some filming for y'all. Anyway, we got to get one of the big quads in here. So first things first, I got to empty out the shop so I can get the big quad in here. And then after that, we should possibly be working on something pretty neat. So let's get to it. What I forgot to add is first things first, I gotta go to the store and get some oil. Right now, oil prices are just outrageous, so I'm not looking forward to it. But let's go get it done, get back, and get to the fun stuff.
Good morning.
In the shop, I'm thinking he's gonna start working on the old Suzuki BANDIT.
And I got 4 carbs I gotta pull off and clean, and I'm gonna try to do it all at once instead of separately, because resyncing those things is a pain in the butt.
So that's gonna be going on at the same time that I'm working on this. All right, Kodiak is back in the shop. Today we got to do a tune-up on it. We got to mess with the carburetor a little bit. We're gonna pull the oil, check all the fluids, make sure everything's good to go. If you've never changed the oil on a Kodiak, then this video will be for you. As in, we're going to go through it all. We're not doing a filter down because it doesn't need a filter down yet. It might if the oil looks really horrible, but I'm not thinking it's going to. So anyway, let's get into it. All right. So first things first, we got to go through and we got to take the seat off, take the covers off so we can access everything. Might be pulling the rack and pulling that to get into the radiator, but I'm going to take a closer look and do it. Normally the oil function on the Polaris is right here. I see that the oil tank is not here for this, so we got to find that. And get to it. Okay, we got her down. We found the oil dipstick, which is right here on the Kodiaks. On the older ones, I don't know where it is on the V-Twins. But we're going to take a look at this oil real quick, see how she looks. Yeah, let's take a look. And what we'll do here is we'll go ahead and put some on the finger. Take a look at it. You know, really it doesn't look too bad. I want to say that it's 2022, and I'm pretty sure that this oil is from 2008. So it either didn't get ridden a whole horrible lot, or it just held up pretty good. Uh-oh. Here comes some trouble.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, so on this bad boy, he's going to be pulling the carbs off and trying to get them to flow some fluid. Then hopefully, maybe today we'll hear it go rum. Unlike the last video, right?
Well, I did have it running the other day, but just off starting fluid.
Oh, yeah. We got to get it to flow some gas.
The carbs definitely is doing what they're supposed to.
So, I'm going to get set up to drain the oil on this bad boy and pick you up there. Well, we are all set to pull the drain plugs on this. I figure I'll take you along for the ride. There are 2 drain plugs on this Kodiak 400. One is right here, and then one is right here. So we got to pull both these plugs, 2 different socket sizes. You gotta love it. Anyway, let's get to doing it. Let's see how much I can spill and how much I can't spill.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we really have no use for this oil after this fact, right? There goes the one.
Oh yeah, and I did, where did I set it?
So hopefully with any luck, this doesn't do what it usually does and go all over the subframe here in the case or brush guard that's on the back. How much you want to bet it's going to, though? I'm willing to bet you. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Now it will. Boy, that took the oil out right now.
I mean, we could use it for like if we got to do bearings or something. Throw
Yeah.
them just to lube stuff up and throw it back on or whatever.
I mean, in all honesty, this actually looks pretty good. Now, I would have preferred to have taken this brush guard off before doing any of this, but that's just a lot of bolts because it's all one piece. And they put this hole here for a reason. So, that's why we're going to do that. Okay, well, we got the one drained out there pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and bust the second bolt, which is right here. And we'll see what comes out of that. Well, nice and light, easy to do. According to the manual, this is what they call the engine drain here.
Not the left side or right side, but the engine.
Yep. And nothing came out. So, means we have it tilted. It probably all came right out of there. So that's okay. So now we got our plugs out. What I'd like to do is take a good look. So the second thing that we got to look at is we got to look at this float bowl here because it has had a little tiny gas leak. So I think the float bowl is set too high, or the float rather is set too high. So I just turned the gas on. We'll see what happens here. See if it fills up and starts to leak out. It's gravity fed. It might have been just kind of worn back in. We have been riding it over the winter, as you've seen in previous videos. So it might be all right, but I don't know. The carbs on these are not the funnest to pull, so I'm not really too excited about having to do that. Although, talking about not fun pulling carbs, look what's going on over here.
Too much, too much.
So he's got to take all four of those off. They come in a, they're bolted together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can take them all off together, hopefully.
And they're all synced, so you don't want to mess up synchronization, or your bike's just not going to run right.
It's not going to run right. So he's in the process of doing that. I'm waiting to see if gas is going to flow out of this. And then kicking tools. Going to have to put the plug back in and refill her. 2.4 quarts, American quarts is what this takes. Given our climate, I'm going to put 10W30 in it because that's what the manual calls for. If you're running it hotter, in a hotter climate, then you need to run 10W40. Or a colder climate, 5W30. So, no gas yet. Okay, so we've got a pretty solid drain on it. Looks like all the quarts came out. So now we're going to put our plugs back in. And hopefully not drop it into the oil pan. Maybe. Aha, there she goes.
she go. Up, up. Not yet.
A little tricky to get my full-grown man fingers in there.
Yeah.
So the second bolt with this tray on there, or with this brush guard, it's kind of a pain to get back in, so keep that in mind. Let's see if we can get through this without dropping a socket in the oil pan, huh? What do you think?
Yeah.
Right, there's one snug.
Well, we know how that battle goes.
Yeah. Every now and then your tool's got to be oiled. Now this was only calling for like, I don't know, 13 pounds of torque on it. So, I mean, 13 pounds is about, maybe a little, I'll say that's about 13 pounds. There we go, 13 pounds. Now I figure I filmed this just because it could possibly be a very good laughing moment. Normally, I'll put a skateboard underneath my drain pan on these so I can pull it out carefully. Because that's actually a decent amount of oil, 2 quarts. Fills one of these pans up pretty quick. So anyway, there's our old oil. It really doesn't look horrible for as long as it's been in this machine. So now we got to handle this. I got a trick. Well, so when you're out of buckets, you can always use the laundry detergent buckets for your oil.
Right.
Because, I mean, it all goes to the same place. Doesn't matter what color the container is.
Yeah, you can take it out. You take yours there to O'Reilly's?
Yep.
You know, I thought about getting one of those. When I had property, getting a 400-gallon drum to put the used oil in, because you get paid for used oil.
Yep. We'll just pour it into the ground and then act like we had an oil strike. Actually, don't do that, YouTube. It's kind of illegal. What we got? We got them off?
We got filthy, dirty, nasty, disgusting carburetors.
I think we're all out of carb clean too.
We don't need that. We got an ultrasonic cleaner, don't we?
You gonna put all that?
No, I'm just taking the jets out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do the jets. And
I don't care about looks.
Hold that thing up again. That's huge.
4 carburetors.
All right. There she is. Got her off.
I'm gonna take her over here.
All right, so now that we got the plugs back in, we got to drop back level. It's time to refill her with some brand new oil. Like I said before, this is going to run 10W30. There's 2 brands that I would use. One being Yamaha 10W30. Can't find none of that here in our little town. So we're going to go with the Valvoline because it's Valvoline. Anyway, you want to definitely use full synthetic on this. This is what the manual calls for. Don't go cheap brand on a machine like this. The machines cost just way too much to cheapen out on the oil. So I always suggest using name brand oil on a machine of this caliber. Well, we're going to take a look at the float bowls on the Suzuki that sat for how many years?
No clue.
No clue, but it's definitely been in our possession for a couple of years.
2 years now. Quit it.
I think you can't judge them all by one, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, no, yeah, you see all that around number 1?
Yeah.
Well, man. And these little screws right here inside these holes, these are your air fuel mixture screws.
Yep.
So don't want to mess with those.
No, not if you don't have to.
Alright. Almost there. We get to see what's lurking on the inside. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. Ooh. Oh, yeah.
You think she ain't running for a reason? Look at all that old gas.
Oh, man.
That's what happens to gas when it sits around for years and don't do nothing. Yummy. All right, buddy.
Yeah, you're going to have to do that to the rest of them. We'll take a look at it. We'll get them in the cleaner. Well, after 2 quarts, it's going to be hard to really see, but I do have some oil on the dipstick. So it calls for 2.4 without pulling the filter. So we're going to go ahead and put just shy of a half another quart in and come back. Well, there we are, back on full. It was just like they said, 2.4. So now we got to start her up and then recheck it.
Okay, this is number 2 carburetor.
Yeah?
We got chunks of gel.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely sat for many years. For that to varnish up like that.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
And it'll be all right. Half hour of my time should be good and new.
Okay, so we're going to give her a start. We're going to build up some pressure. It says to let it run for a couple minutes. We're going to do that. And see what we get. Carburetor. Let's go take a look, huh? Oh, you put it back on or you didn't take it off?
You ready for this, people? Don't puke.
Holy jeez. Oh my gosh.
Now, buddy. That's all right.
That's your problem right there.
What do you think?
So, note to self. If you're going to store a motorcycle,
Drain the gas.
drain the gas, please.
Drain your flow balls. Leave your tank open to breathe.
Alright, she's been running for a couple minutes here. We should be she's quieted right down too. Give her a quick rev here. Sounds pretty healthy. Let's shut her off and let's give it her a check. So yeah, after running it for a second, we had just dropped a little bit of oil, which is exactly what I expected to do. It gets working through the whole motor and everything like that. So we got to put just, I don't know, a small fraction of more oil in it, and then we'll have our level right. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and put the good old Kodiak all back together. Oil level's fine. Everything's looking good on it. Put a couple notches of air in the tires for him. And then we'll go ahead and spray her down and clean her up. I do want to find some bolts to put in this because we don't want that guy to get ripped off. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we'll be done with the Kodiak for the year. And he will be here today to pick it up.
You can't see through none of them jet holes.
Yeah, we got some work to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, bag and tag them. And we'll get the ultrasonic out. We're going to give that a good clean.
She's a little crispy.
And we're going to make this thing scream. So, righto.
Smoky burnout coming later.
Well, we got her all back together. Ready to be picked up. Got her shined up a little bit. Looking real good. I got to tell you, this thing has been a riot over the winter. I really appreciate him letting us use it for the winter. Definitely got her broken back in. I mean, I could show a picture of when it came out of the barn that it was found in. It did not look so good. Let's just put it that way. Well, anyway, she's all back together. So where we at, bud?
Oh, can you see light through there at all?
All right, they're really starting to look a lot better. That's for sure.
Nice and clean. You can see daylight through them now.
Cleaner's doing its job, that's for sure.
So definitely be breathing and running.
We got the oil changed on the old ATC. We got our little polish down. Just fixed a couple little things on it. Had to paint that screw. Had to do some Frankenstein on the first part I ever broke on this. It was the first ride I ever took on this. But yeah, coming back together. Now we're working on this bad boy. So hopefully the end of this video will be us starting it and moving on with life. So on the next episode,
Yeah, next episode.
Then hopefully we're seeing some smoky burnouts. But for now, it's proven to be a little bit bigger of a job than what we were thinking, just because the parts are so fine and they were just so dirty, right, man?
So dirty. Still cleaning.
Yeah.
And I got to order a couple little things.
So, yep, some stuff was unsavable. Other than that, it looks like it's going to go back together pretty well. The bike itself, I mean, 600 cc's of smoky burnout. So anyway, we'll catch you in the next episode. You guys have a very, very good rest of your weekend. Hillbilly hunt. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.